Okay, just to remind all of you that who's going to watch, there will be a lot of mumbling. Enjoy. Hey, what's up? Welcome back. My name is John Simon A. Tejanes, and this is TTVD Films production. What are we waiting for? Roll the intro. Okay, so today we are going to talk about something very critical when it comes to like filmmaking, and it's the color grading, like the color science of the film or the video. So I find these kind of things like very kind of a sketchy part when it comes to editing, because some people like tend to make mistakes. Like they think color grading is just putting the mood, setting the colors and stuff like that, correcting some of the stuff, the details. Well, it doesn't actually go just by that. So color grading is a very complex stuff to do when it comes to editing. So you have to actually shoot in a very specific dynamic range. There's right now I'm using a D Cine-like dynamic range, and there is a variety of dynamic ranges like the C log, S log. There are different types of dynamic ranges depending on the unit or the camera that you bought. So right now I'm shooting at the DJI, and yeah, so let's get something. Let's get a clip that has a normal dynamic range, and let's get a clip that has a different dynamic range, the D Cine-like, the one that I'm shooting at right now. Okay. We are going to get like a normal dynamic range and a D Cine-like dynamic range, and show you the difference between those clips. So right here we have two different clips. So let's put the normal dynamic range. Okay, that's a bad. Okay, there it is. And then we get the other one on top of it. Let's put it on top. So right there you have two different clips. This one the D Cine-like dynamic range, and this one with the normal dynamic range. So let's make it there. So let's create an adjustment layer, put it on top. So right here, let's do this. So as you can see, when you go to the effects tab right over here, there's effects, essential graphics, essential sounds, limit color, libraries, markers, histories, and info. So you want to click here at the limit color, and when you open this tab, you'll see the basic correction. So most of the people that Colorgrade actually misses this part, where you should actually go and correct some of the colors of the clips before you apply the lookup table or the LUTs. So right here you control the, you might want to control that. So let's bump the exposure a bit. There you go. Contrast, I think I did like, you know what, let's just apply let's just apply the LUT that we are going to use. So you go to creative and then go to the look, press this and then press browse, and then after that you go and go to the file where your LUTs are, and then I actually have like a personal LUTs that I made, and here I have this. So this is what I usually use. So at this point you could actually go and control the intensity of the lookup tables that you are using. So you could bump it up or like lower the intensity and stuff like that. So I like to bump up a little bit of the LUTs, and then as you can see right now, the normal clip that has a normal dynamic range tends to be like it has more saturation on it, and then the one with the decent like dynamic range is a bit more like it added a color. So is the reason why it's a bit like faded is because I haven't color corrected it yet. But this normal dynamic range here, I think I have to lessen some of the I have to correct this bit more. This is why color grading a normal dynamic range is a bit like putting too much color on your clip. So delete that. So you select the clip right over here. So this one I'm selecting on the clip that has a decent dynamic range. And yeah, so we right now we are going to color correct it within our taste. Okay, that's too much. I'd like to see the background light right over there. So let's just put up the shadows, I guess. Oh no. Let's lower it down a bit. Oh, just a bit. Okay, so we're back right here. So as you can see, the decent like dynamic range is like it has the normal. Yeah, as you can, it looks normal. Yeah, with the LUT, kind of like added a color, much more color in it, and then the normal, the clip with the normal dynamic range is a lot more shiny, I guess, and so it has a much more like glowy vibe to it, and the saturation is just so I think it's a bit too much right here. So right now we have basic we have already corrected some of the basic colors and we put it on LUT. Now we are going to set the mood. So select this. Let's see which one gives a better, more good looking when it comes to setting the mood. So as you can see right here, this one is just so like totally off. And this one has like a very natural look into it with the mood. It's like a drama or a love something with its vibe. So now let's set it on a like prime or suspense type mood. Which one has a greater? Okay. So as you can see, still for me, the decent like dynamic range gives off a very good color signs for me. And as of this one, the normal dynamic range, yeah, it's good. Gives more details. Shiny one. Yeah, I think still good at some point. So yeah, let's just set it to normal. Set it to normal. Yeah, so we're back to normal. There it is. So let's like put a greeny vibe on it. This one like comes off like an indie film, but as you can see, this one again, the Cinelike gives off a much more greater look, more natural, and this one, as of this one, still too much highlights. As you can see, this hoodie glows, and the face right here glows. It's like it seems oily. It's not oily, okay? It's not oily. And then now we're going to set it into a bit more reddish, like a documentary type. As you can see, still the decent like dynamic range still has the natural lookness in it. And then here we have the normal dynamic range. Still, it has a bit more. No, it's not a bit. It still glows right over here at this section of the face. Yeah. So what is the difference between these two? So as you've seen earlier, the Cinelike has like a grayish flat image color signs that it gives, and then the normal ones, yeah, give you like a great color signs already. You don't have to put like LUTs on it, and yeah, I think that's it. But actually, this decent like dynamic range could like you could use other LUTs on it. So let's change it. Go to creative, browse. So I still have the let's try the orange and teal. Okay, that's not good. So let's go back. Lookup table. Some here. Let's try my. Where's... Oh, here. Here's my recommended. There you go. You could actually adjust the intensity of it. Okay, let's just put it back to the intensity that it has earlier. There you go. As you can see, this one still has my taste on it. This one, nah. I just don't like that contrast, that shiny glowy look on it. But it's still it does look good in the viewer's eyes, but I do not recommend shooting in a normal dynamic range. But if you want to like shoot in a normal dynamic range, you would just kind of like color correct it, and then you're done. Like set the mood already. You don't have to put any LUTs on it. And I hope I gave you a much more wider explanation on how to use LUTs. Now you know on what to do when shooting in a normal dynamic range. You just have to color correct it and then set the mood. Boom. And then if you're shooting in a decent like, there you go. You could use them LUTs and color correct it, of course, and you could do other stuffs about it. Yeah. And that's all for today's video, and hope you learn more, and see you guys in the next video.
Now go